confident is the Bharatiya Janata Party of winning power in what many consider India's most critical state? The BJP has taken a big risk by breaking its alliance with the Shiv Sena. For his part, the Prime Minister has taken a big gamble by almost single-handedly shouldering his party's campaign. So will all of this pay off, or could it end in disappointment? That's the key issue I shall put today to the Minister of Information and Broadcasting, and a man that many predict could even be a future Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Prakash Javadekar. Mr. Javadekar, your party has broken its 25-year alliance with the Shiv Sena, and for the first time since 1990, the BJP will be fighting elections in Maharashtra on its own. How confident are you that you can emerge the single largest party?
We are very much confident we will not be single largest party, we will get absolute majority. Let me tell you, in popular language, I can describe this as a Dhoom 2. Because as happened, the sequel of Lok Sabha continues. And so people want a government that will support the national government and which will be in sync with the national government.
Okay.
Where the progress can be ensured for the country as well as the state.
If you're so confident that you're calling this Dhoom 2, then take a risk and tell me, how many seats do you think the BJP is going to get?
145 is the magic figure. We'll be much ahead of it.
What does much ahead of it mean? Will you cross 150? Could you possibly cross 160?
See, because when people were thinking that we are about 250, we got 282. So when the momentum gathers, it actually gives more result than your expectation. So in Maharashtra, what I'm seeing is, it's absolutely the same wave as was witnessed in the by-election.
The interesting thing is that's what your glasses are revealing to you. Other people are seeing very different things. And let me give you a few reasons why people disagree. To begin with, when the Prime Minister of India is holding 24 rallies, sometimes 3 or 4 a day in Maharashtra, people say this is not a sign of confidence. This is a sign of nervousness. Prime Ministers don't campaign in state elections. They don't hold 3 or 4 rallies a day to the point where Mr. Modi has now virtually lost his voice. So I put it to you, this is not confidence.
No,
this is nervousness.
Absolutely a wrong interpretation. Because there is no rule anywhere written that Prime Minister should not campaign. You always put your best foot forward, and it is like asking other parties when they ask, I ask them, you are asking like that you don't play Sachin Tendulkar from your team. This is absolutely not. And now Sachin is doing many runs. Let him retire. How can we do that?
All right, let me put a danger to you. If the BJP tally gets stuck at 100 or 110 seats, this will not only damage Mr. Modi's image as Prime Minister, it will also shatter the belief that he can win elections. Your Prime Minister has taken on a huge risk and gamble without any certainty that he can pull it off.
No, actually, let me tell you that this is a major election, a state election. So it is not a reflection on the center. But at the same time, yes, Modi people are believing that he is delivering. He is more popular. And I can tell you, I can vouch you thousands and lakhs of people who had not voted for us during Lok Sabha elections are now voting for us. Because last 120 days, they are happy the way government is progressing. Even the latest Pakistan, the way we dealt with Pakistan, is people say it's a master stroke or it's a really befitting reply.
What's the master stroke? What's the master stroke? Ceasefire violations are happening again today. What have you achieved? A 24-hour lull. That's not a master stroke. I think
now you will not hear of ceasefire violations as usual you were hearing. I think our army has done a very good job on the borders. And Pakistan has learned
Let's come back to Maharashtra. Let's not get reflected to Pakistan and ceasefire violations. All I want to prove is that you've just had a 24-hour lull. Ceasefire violations are back. But it's Maharashtra I want to talk about. You say that Mr. Modi is going to deliver magical results for you. The problem is your best performance in Maharashtra was in 1995 when you won 65 seats, and that was in alliance with the Shiv Sena. Thereafter, your tally has been steadily falling election after election until it reached 46 in 2009. Now, from 46 in 2009, even if you were to cross 100, you'd have to perform over 100% better. 100% better is very difficult for anyone to deliver, including Mr. Modi.
No, let me tell you what has happened in Maharashtra is politically now last 35 years it was a politics of alliances on both sides. In 1978 Janata Party got 100 seats and then Sharad Pawar came out of Congress with 40 of his colleagues and became Chief Minister. Since then we formed Progressive Democratic Front. Then he again went back to Congress. Then he split again and became NCP. So there was alliance from both sides. This time there is no alliance. So all four parties are fighting independently. And I think this is a complete change of scenario and the chessboard on which the Maharashtra politics is being played.
Mr.
And
Javadekar,
therefore, we with 30% vote will definitely more than 25% vote in a five-corner contest is always a
I don't
winner.
deny that this is a complete change in scenario. Maharashtra has never had an election like this. I don't deny it. The problem is, the only thing working for the BJP at the moment is Mr. Modi and his alleged popularity. Apart from that, you don't have strong local leaders. You don't have a strong statewide organization. You don't even have candidates. How much can one man on his own do? You're expecting one man on his own to deliver a majority. In fact, you're suggesting it could go over 150. And I put it to you, having got just 46 in 2009, it's virtually impossible for Mr. Modi to take you so far so quickly.
It is not actually a Modi-centric campaign. Let me tell you, we are talking and discussing the Maharashtra issues. We are saying that Rashtra ke saath Maharashtra. We are saying that yes, Modi is doing wonders at national level. Let us give him a big hand from Maharashtra also, so that both the governments can work in tune and deliver. Third, what we are saying is we have a best team of young leaders. They are all budding, not only budding, they have proved their merit in the floor of the house, on the ground also. And therefore, when Pramod Mahajan and Gopinath Munde were nurtured, people were thinking, old guys were thinking that, oh, these are young boys, what they can do. But they delivered.
You know,
and the same thing, now we have got a very good, capable team.
Mr.
So they are
Javadekar,
delivering.
let me interrupt
you. We have got a base, social base. We have got a tremendous support. And we have got a concrete program and leadership.
You're saying our slogan is Rashtra ke saath Maharashtra. That's a clever slogan, I grant it. But it's only a slogan. All the things you're saying is just rhetoric. Look at the ground. Of the 261 candidates that you're fielding, 50, maybe even 60 have come from parties like Congress, NCP and Shiv Sena. Many of your own partymen today are complaining that newcomers have got seats, they've been left out. So in addition to all the weaknesses I've pointed out, you also have disaffection in your ranks.
When churning in politics happens, there is always an inflow to the party which is going to win. And therefore, yes, many more were intending to come.
But outsiders are taking over the BJP.
Everybody,
you know, churning is one thing. This is outsiders taking over the BJP. Outsiders are taking over the BJP.
But BJP workers, we were contesting only 120 seats for last 25 years. This time, my own candidates are there in more than 200 constituencies.
You know the problem?
We have already given justice to our workers.
But you may be claiming to have given justice to your workers. The truth is, I'm told, that even candidates suggested by Devendra Fadnavis, your party president, Nitin Gadkari, a former party president at the national level and now a minister in Delhi, even candidates suggested by them have been rejected. Amit Shah has insisted on only fielding his own choice. That's why today you have disaffection. So when Mr. Modi goes out and tries and appeals to Maharashtra people to vote, your own party is not united behind him. And anyway, half your candidates are not even your own party. They're outsiders. You imported in.
Gadkari is campaigning. 1 minute. All the 4 central ministers of Maharashtra are campaigning. Danve Patil, Nitin Gadkari ji, myself and Piyush Goyal. We are doing various jobs and we are campaigning in Maharashtra. Second, more importantly, whole Maharashtra team is galvanized and is going from morning to night.
Come. Javadekar sir, can you deny that Devendra Fadnavis's candidates were not given tickets? Can you deny that people Nitin Gadkari suggested and recommended were not given candidates? And can you deny that those people who've been rejected in favor of outsiders are today upset?
You are talking only
I'm
one
talking about Devendra
Fadnavis's
Fadnavis's candidates. I'm talking about Nitin Gadkari's candidates. Many names that they've suggested haven't been given seats.
No. We have a core committee system. We have an election committee where all candidate names were discussed. And as Gadkari is the senior most minister, he was given responsibility also. And therefore, everything was discussed with him.
You're telling me, honestly, that there is no dissatisfaction in your ranks, either about your own men not getting seats or about outsiders from Congress, Shiv Sena and NCP taking their place.
My BJP workers are thrilled with the idea that after many years, their dream that they will have the BJP's own majority is coming true, and therefore all are very anxious and all are very happy.
All right.
And are trying their best.
I'll accept your word for it. The problem is many people in your own party will know that this is not the full truth. Many people in Maharashtra will know it's not the full truth. But this is election time. For public consumption purposes, you can't say anything else. Let me come to a second problem you face. Both the Shiv Sena and the Maharashtra Navniratan Sena have put you on the defensive by claiming that BJP will A, divide Maharashtra, and B, you could even take Mumbai out of Maharashtra. Now, I know you've denied this. You've denied this repeatedly. Mr. Modi's denied it emphatically. But this is the sort of emotional issue that has sunk deep into the people's hearts, and it could cost you votes.
This is an old trick which this time is not going to help either Shiv Sena, MNS or even Sharad Pawar, because all three are speaking the same language. Shiv Sena and MNS have forgotten that their main enemy is Congress and NCP.
But the problem is that convincing the people of Maharashtra that you could divide Maharashtra. That's the problem. All three are convincing the people of Maharashtra you can divide Maharashtra.
We have said that, we have said there is no Maharashtra without Mumbai, and there can't be India without Maharashtra, so it's all linked up. So Maharashtra is integral part of
But what about Vidarbha?
So nobody has suggested even.
Mr. Javadekar,
so that's
what about Vidarbha?
As far as Vidarbha is concerned.
Mr. Javadekar, it's not just the separation of Mumbai. What about Vidarbha? On Vidarbha, Mr. Modi may passionately...
Vidarbha, I'm telling you.
Let me finish, then you tell me. Yeah, go ahead.
As a small state, BJP has taken a position long ago. But for 2014 election, the agenda is to remove the most corrupt, inefficient government led by Congress and NCP for last 15 years. And second, to give justice to all regions and overall 11 crore people of the state.
Can I ask you a blunt question?
Vidarbha is not on the agenda of 2020-14 agenda.
No, just a moment. This is a very clever but not an honest answer. And I'll tell you why. Vidarbha is something you've been committed to for many, many years. Now you're saying to me, you're still committed. No, but listen to what you're saying. You're saying, I'm still committed to Vidarbha. My party is still committed to creating Vidarbha, but it's not on the agenda for 2014. But it will be on the agenda once I've won the elections, and 3 years later, I will create Vidarbha.
No.
So what you're doing is, you're not being honest with the people of Maharashtra.
2014 to 2019. See, we have established a tradition that when we created 3 separate states of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Uttarakhand, the resolution was passed and started from state assemblies. And therefore, that's the process we had adopted when we created the states. And we don't want to create a scene like Telangana, what Congress did.
You may be saying that.
You can't make brothers fight.
Mr. Javadekar,
so
you may be saying that. Let me interrupt and point out, Devendra Fadnavis is saying something else.
The subject is really hot, we won't be doing anything now. We are to give justice to the present Maharashtra.
Mr. Javadekar, that is what you're saying. But you're not listening to what your colleagues are saying. Ravi Shankar Prasad in Delhi has committed the BJP to creating Vidarbha. Devendra Fadnavis, your party president in Maharashtra, speaking to the Hindustan Times on the 8th. That's 3 days ago, just 3 days ago. This is what he said. Our party and Modi are in favor of small states, including a separate Vidarbha state. So you're saying one thing to me, and he's saying something else to people in Maharashtra.
He's not saying for in these 5 years.
This is the sleight of hand.
Neither Ravi Shankar Prasad has said that yes, in 2014 or during the next 5 years for which we are seeking mandate, we are creating a separate state. No way.
Listen to the message you're giving. What you're saying is we're in favor of Vidarbha, but not now. In a few years' time, we'll create it, in which case the safest way of avoiding Vidarbha is not to vote for the BJP, because the danger is that because you remain committed to Vidarbha, a vote for you is a vote for Vidarbha even if you delay it. You know, you're not being honest with the people of Maharashtra.
Whole Maharashtra agrees, this kind of, see, we created states where both the separate states distributed seats, not the way Telangana and Andhra have been divided.
No, don't make Telangana and Andhra.
Create division amongst people.
Focus, Mr. Javadekar, on the point I'm putting to you. I'm saying to you that you're trying to ride two horses at the same time. You're trying to be committed to Vidarbha, and at the same time you're trying to say you're not creating Vidarbha. And the situation is so awkward and contradictory that people will sense that you are lying, that you are pulling the wool over the eyes of the people of Maharashtra. You want to win, so you're saying I'm not in favor of Vidarbha, but you don't want to give up that commitment, so you're saying I won't create it now, I'll create it later. People won't trust that.
There are many issues, there are many issues, Karan, where you have an ideological position, but for the present, the future plan, the vision document which we have released today, doesn't speak of a separate state.
Do you know what it sounds like?
So I don't see any contradiction in it.
You know, I'll tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like this, मुझे पीना बहुत पसंद है, लेकिन आज रात को नहीं पीऊंगा, कल पी लूंगा, परसों पी लूंगा, लेकिन आज रात को नहीं पीऊंगा. Are people going to believe that you've given up drinking when you say that sort of thing? It's the same thing about Vidarbha.
No, it is not about. See, when you fight election, you give promise for next 5 years, because every 5 years people choose it. So for this 5 years, this is not an agenda. What is on agenda is the development of Maharashtra, overall justice to 11 crore people, and
then let me
freedom, Congress or Rashtravadi Congress, Mukta Maharashtra.
Let me put the opposite to you. If you can give up a commitment to create Vidarbha, which you have held on to for 10 or 15 years, it's not a new commitment. If you can give it up so easily for 5 years to come to power, then what is the value of your party's commitments to anything? Because the people of Maharashtra will say, if they give up Vidarbha to come to power, then they can give up other things once they've come to power. They don't mean what they say. They simply make promises to get votes, but they don't stand by it.
In media, that's what I'm telling you. It is not discussed in the masses. What is discussed in the masses is development and freedom from this corrupt Congress and NCP government.
Vidarbha is your Achilles heel, and the problem over Vidarbha is that you're torn between
it is not an issue
expediency to come to power and commitment ideologically to Vidarbha. And the two are tearing you apart. And I put it to you, on Vidarbha, the BJP is embarrassing itself in front of the people of Maharashtra and in front of the country, because you're trying to do two things at the same time
frame. The whole politics and ideology is not bind in a 5 years time frame. So there is always a room.
Let's move beyond Vidarbha. We leave Vidarbha for the people of Maharashtra.
And still,
let me come to the outcome of this election.
Yes, we are giving justice and overall development, and in sync with the central government.
All right.
We want to take Maharashtra to the new heights.
Okay.
Create real job opportunities.
Let me put this to you.
And create the skill development.
Let me put this to you. Let's move beyond Vidarbha. Let's come to the outcome of this election. If the BJP falls short of a majority, do you believe the Shiv Sena will support you?
See, I don't answer the hypothetical question on which I am not convinced. I am not convinced that I am not getting majority.
I'll tell you why I asked this question.
You will be there on 19th. I'll be there on 19th in Delhi. And by the way, you asked me about chief ministership. You something made which I couldn't listen properly. But thanks for the compliments and confidence. The issue is, आप मुझे दिल्ली में देखना नहीं चाहते क्या?
नहीं, दिल्ली की वो चीफ मिनिस्टर की बात मैं आपसे 1 मिनट के बाद करूंगा. पहले आप शिवसेना पे मेरे साथ बात करिएगा. The reason I'm asking you about whether the Shiv Sena will support you if you're short of a majority is this: after Uddhav Thackeray called Mr. Modi Afzal Khan, after Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena have repeatedly accused the BJP of wanting to split Maharashtra, and after now you've made it clear that your ideological commitment to Vidarbha remains, is just postponed for 5 years, why would the Shiv Sena support you if you're short of a majority?
But your colleague, when Rajdeep interviewed Uddhav Thackeray, he said, I have not said it for anybody. It was a general statement for all my enemies.
No, he said it very specifically. Forgive me, whatever he may have said in justification to Rajdeep is another matter. What I'm going by is what he said on TV, and he accused Mr. Modi of being Afzal Khan. Now, why would he support Afzal Khan to come to power in Maharashtra?
I don't think because his minister is in cabinet, so he's not saying Afzal Khan to Modi. Of course not. He might be saying it because Bala Sahib used to call Sharad Pawar Mamdya or Maide ka Thaila. ये बोलते थे. तो वो शरद पवार के लिए बोलते होंगे, किसके लिए बोलते मुझे पता नहीं.
चलिए, मैं आपकी बात मान जाता हूं. शरद पवार के लिए बोलते थे, मोदी साहब के लिए नहीं. Let me put this to you. शरद पवार की बात की जा रही है. Do you have a secret understanding with NCP and Sharad Pawar? Many people believe you do. Do you have a secret understanding that if you fall short, Sharad Pawar will support you?
I don't think, because we have fought vehemently against the corruption of particularly NCP ministers, because they were on the forefront of corruption.
ये कमाल की चीज आप कह गए. ये माफ करिए, ये कमाल की चीज आप कह गए. You began your answer by saying, I don't think. I don't think means it's possible that you have an understanding. You didn't say no. You said, I don't think.
No, I don't think, because it is impossible, because we were on the forefront to fight the NCP corruption.
You know,
we took them to many ministers to the court. We fought them on the street and in the assembly.
Okay.
And therefore, there is no iota of truth in this rumor which is being deliberately was being floated.
You know that if in 1999 Congress and NCP fought against each other and came together to form a government, the same thing could happen here. And when you say, I don't think, you're leaving the window open.
No. Absolutely no.
Absolutely no. You stand by that?
No, absolutely no. There is no possibility.
No possibility. Okay, my last question. If your party is in the position to form a government, who will be chief minister? Nitin Gadkari has categorically said he doesn't want to leave Delhi. Many people believe Pankaja Munde is either too young or too inexperienced, or maybe both. Are you the next chief minister of Maharashtra?
Thanks for your compliments, as I said, because you love me. But the issue is not love or anything. I am very much doing my job in Modi team in Delhi.
The question is very simple, Mr. Javadekar. Do you want to be chief minister of Maharashtra?
Delhi, the issue is very simple.
The issue is very simple. Do you want the job?
The political situation must be understood. The political reality is that since 1990,
Mr. Javadekar,
no party, neither Congress nor NCP nor BJP nor Shiv Sena,
don't deflect with the detail. Answer one simple question. Does Prakash Javadekar want the job?
What I'm saying is that in last 5 elections, no party has declared chief minister candidate.
I'm not saying declare yourself as candidate today. I'm asking you now, do you want the job? Do you want the job?
Do you want? Who has asked me? You can't give me. So that's not. This is not an issue at all. I'm doing my job. What Modi ji has given me in the cabinet, Sahab, and as a party worker, I have always followed the party.
Okay, you always follow the party, and I noticed when I asked you, do you want the job, your answer was, are you in a position to offer it? I'm going to interpret that for the audience. You can't say yes but your heart and the smile on your face suggests you'll accept it if it's offered. Many thanks for talking to us. A pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Karan. As always, pleased to be with you.
A pleasure having you.
Thank
and if your party wins, I hope you are Chief Minister. Goodbye. Good night.